Hello Internet. Today we have Zotac from Craigslist. Customer said he bought this from a stranger on Craigslist, but once got home he quickly discovered that it wasn't working, which is a real shame considering how awesome this card looks. Looks, however, can be deceiving, so let's take it apart and see what we find. Trying to be very careful with the pads, I will pick them out one by one and put them aside so we can reuse them later, saving a customer a few bucks along the way. Why not? Continue with the removal of what I can call a knockoff of Asus Bracket of Death. You know, the one that's not doing any cooling. I guess this is what we get when somebody tries to copy Asus' cheap and practically useless cooling solution and make it even cheaper. On the bright side, unlike Asus, Zotac decided to put pads on the back of the card, which is always a good sign. In any case, let's take a quick look at the condition of the board, where I find absolutely nothing wrong. It looks awesome and clean, but for some reason it does not work. Let's get a baseline for our diagnosis by measuring resistances in the key areas such as 12 volt, 3.3, 1.8, PEX. PEX looks like has a short. Continue with the memory, which I can measure on the other side of the board. Nothing criminal there. This one here is likely to be 5 volt. 12 volt here, here and there are all looking good. Back to the PEX. If the short is before the coil, then it's likely to be a buck converter. If the short is after the coil, then it's likely to be the core, which would mean the end of this card's life. Hopefully it's not, and we would find a short somewhere else along the way, but only time will tell. First step is to identify the side of the short. I do this by lifting one end of the coil like so, and then measure the pad. As you can see, I get roughly 16K before the coil, and 0 ohms after, which means short is on this side somewhere. I'll remove the coil completely and solder a positive wire that will be connected to the power supply, which is set to 1 volt 1 amp. And then by touching the ground anywhere on the board, I'll start looking for a hotspot using thermal camera. This thermal camera is not my favorite, by the way. After plugging it in and out several times, it refuses to connect to the phone. This is because the gold-plated contacts will eventually wear out. And for that reason, it is best to have a dedicated thermal camera than to use these dongles. But this is all I have, and I honestly don't even know how I was able to afford this one. It was rather expensive at the time. If you have something better and want to give it to me for free at no charge, I would appreciate your donation anytime. Until then, this is all I have, and after looking for some time, I found absolutely nothing. I even tried to use micro lens and look closer, but that didn't reveal anything. With that done, next step is to lift the core so I can apply higher voltage and hopefully find the short. And the moment of truth has come. Let's measure the resistance on the board, and it looks like the short is gone, which is bad news, believe it or not. Because if I measure the core, the short is on the core, rendering this card a no fix, no charge. I already notified the owner. Poor guy spent over $500 for this card, and then he paid for shipping on top of that. I'm really sorry, buddy. This isn't your lucky day. Maybe next time. Until then, this is it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.